Hello, and welcome to another episode of Malvina Island. This is Malvina, and today I'm gonna talk to you about things no one told you about marrying a Japanese man. So please grab something warm to drink and sit comfortably because it's gonna be talk. Maybe in some weird ways blow your minds. So let's dive right into it. I think this is a topic that comes back in a lot of conversations and a lot of comments that I received so far on this channel. And I think this can be really insightful for a lot of you, maybe for Japanese men that want to date Polish women, or for Japanese men interested in international marriages. So I'm not gonna hide anything, and I'm gonna tell you my true opinion because I am Polish, and this is the way of how our culture works, and this is much different than from Japanese way. And like I said, right now I'm a little bit interested in Japan because my husband is I'm interested in Japan because my husband is Japanese, but I think this interest that I have is much different from a lot of other people. And that's why I think my opinion can be pretty interesting for you. So let's start. Okay. So I have this little help on my knees, this little laptop with some questions that I prepared for you guys that I'm gonna answer. And as always, I will try to say what I feel. So let's start. How do cultural differences show up in everyday married life between me, a Polish woman, and a Japanese man? Well, it's such a big topic to discuss that I don't know actually what to start from. So maybe we can start from like daily habits. I'm a Polish woman that lived abroad for the past 10 years. So I come from truly international and expat community of people living together from around the globe. And my husband is rather tied to Japanese community. And therefore, I will bring some more of the European type of perspective rather than only Polish. But of course, I'm Polish, so it's like embedded in my DNA, right? And this is where my background comes from. So that's why I think there will be a lot of Polish insights, but I think more as well because my adult life I spent abroad. So it's gonna be a European perspective. So starting off with meal times, I'm also vegan. I'm vegan in a like innovative, let's say, progressive woman that had a career and lived on the west of Europe. So I would rather say that I'm more of this alternative type of person. So when it comes to our meals, of course, I'm on this side of alternative, whereas my husband is traditional. I would say he's definitely traditional. He likes to have his rice, and normally he likes to have his rice and fish or tofu or miso soup, and eat on small plates and with chopsticks. Of course, this is traditional Japanese style. And I also like to eat like this, without fish, of course, and without white rice. I prefer brown rice. So when we were in Japan, I ate like Japanese people, and I really, really enjoyed it. As long as all of these products that I ate didn't derive from any animals. And I will answer your questions already beforehand. I know I didn't have any health problems because of my diet, and I'm 18 years already not eating any meat products, and I'm thriving. I have never been better. So Yeah, it is mealtime. So like tradition versus progressive way of eating, like vegan versus traditional. I think for like my husband, it was never an issue per se that I'm vegan. I think, I mean, it was never an issue that would be breaking our relationship. And of course, it is an issue sometimes. When we were in Japan, I was struggling quite a bit to find products that didn't contain any fish or like bonito flakes or something like this. But still, there are like Japanese cuisine, I think, can be veganized easily. So in the end, we found our way, but so not only there is this alternative and traditional, but it's like traditional Japanese alternative Malvina and Polish and European style that is completely different than for my husband. So when we are here in Europe right now in Poland, we eat bread for breakfast and for dinner normally, and like the biggest meal of the day is lunch. So we eat hot meal only once a day or twice a day. So we don't normally, I know Japanese people are used to eating hot meals on each meal, each on each occasion of the day. And in Poland it varies, but sometimes we eat called breakfast because we eat sandwich, like Polish people eat sandwiches. And for me, yeah, like I eat, let's say, sometimes vegan sausages, or I like oatmeal. I like to eat oatmeal sometimes. And now we eat fresh bread, sourdough bread. So I know as well, like there is a difference between bread that is available in Japan and bread that is available in Europe, especially Eastern Europe. I think only Eastern Europe. So in Eastern Europe, we have very good and delicious sourdough bread, which is completely different from this toast bread variation, American bread, sweet bread, toast bread. We call it toast bread. So for us, it's not a real bread. And yeah, it's like this. And right now, in the beginning, my husband didn't know that there is such a big difference between these breads that we can have on the west and on the east of Europe, or like America and Europe, like Eastern Europe or Central Eastern Europe. And yeah, right now, I think right now he even likes this bread. So he was pretty shocked about it. Maybe if you want, you can ask him some questions as well if you're interested in that, or like other differences. So we have to accommodate a lot of different styles of eating in our everyday life. And I think, yeah, maybe I said it in the beginning that it's not a problem. It was never a problem for us. But in fact, yes, it is a problem. It is a problem. Maybe for other people, but I just said that it's not a problem because I was always used that I'm not the same like other people. Let's say for my vegan diet. So maybe because of that, it wasn't such a big struggle for me personally to adapt, for example, to Japanese cuisine or to adapt to Belgium, like where I live in Belgium or Netherlands. It's like a lot of vegan products there, so I was just fine, you know. And for me, it's like I'm really open-minded, so I can adjust, and it was okay. But in Japan, it was very difficult in the beginning, and later on, I just got used to it, so it was better. Um, Also regarding daily habits, like how chores are divided between us, I noticed that in Japanese households, men just work and don't do so much in the house. In this new generation, men are doing more, but I noticed that traditionally in this tradition mindset that my husband had, it's like that woman has to take care of the house, or like woman is doing the dishes and cooking and cleaning, and he like I think a lot of men in the world, just in general, don't have this instinct that when they live in a house with a woman, they also have to clean and they also have to cook, and they don't have to ask their partner, female partner, like where is the place of this dish in our house, because they never unloaded the dishwasher and they never cooked something. Like I don't know, maybe this is like one of the differences as well, like that Polish people are quite independent from early ages, and like people often, yeah, it's, I think when it comes to women versus men, it's always this, it's a conversation since forever, and maybe this new generation is changing right now, and of course my husband helps me as well, but it's like, I wouldn't say it's equal, you know? It's like when I take the mop in the house, it's not that my husband is like, oh, let me take it from you. No, it's like, I think it's still ingrained in men's mind, maybe Japanese mind, that it's a women's job. What do you think? I'm really curious, because I think this is like a topic of discussion, and a lot of older generation women are commenting on that, that men are doing much more that they used to do. And I feel actually very sorry for them, because it's like, it's, yeah, like women's place in the world is such a big struggle, you know? Like, I think men should do more in the house and should help, simply help and clean, and don't expect their women, if it's like heterosexual couple, to always clean and cook and, well, you know, everything, do everything in the house and later with the kids. And I think it should be more equal effort. It should be an equal effort. And then expectations around roles, like okay, next question is like expectations about the roles in the house. So like I said already, I think this might be a little bit connected to the previous question. Is like, I think in Japan is like more expected that women are in the house more, like regarding to this newest one of the latest equality report, men versus women. I think Japan is not, unfortunately, on the top of this ranking. I will maybe paste in the description below what I am referring to, but I think Japan, unfortunately, is placed on one of the lowest positions when it comes to emancipation of women. I already talked about it in my previous video. Please check it out. Here, please check it out. I'm gonna insert somewhere the link, if you're interested in that, of course. And yeah, I think comparing it to the experience that I had in Belgium, because I didn't spend my adult life in Poland, I would say that this Japanese expectations on women are still more traditional, so that women have to stay in the house, or not have to, but still, you know, like if she will not do stuff, then men is just working more and is not able to clean or cook, because like men have to work more for this Japanese mindset. And it's just simply not true anymore, I think. So yeah. And sorry guys, like, yeah, I hit myself. ADHD. All right. And then let's talk also about the communication style, Polish, like European versus Japanese. Oh my God. So it's like, yes, I would say Japanese is like this and Polish is like this and European is like this. And like, especially for women, I talked already about this in my previous videos. European women and Polish women talk their minds. And like in general, people in Europe, I would rather say that they talk whatever comes in their head, and they are very open regarding communication. Even if there is something that bothers them, they would say it. Sometimes maybe more directly rather than politely. It also depends on the country. I worked and lived in Netherlands, and I would say that this was very direct, and that was my preferred style of communication. And I think this is the style of communication that I somehow inherited from living there a little bit. And then I lived in Belgium, where communication was more politically correct, and it was also okay. It's like I think also because of the job that I had, I also got used to this type of communication, but it's still more direct, much more direct than this communication that Japanese people have. It's like they have two faces. Like Japanese people have two faces. One face that they show to the world, and one face that that is the real face. So there is a lot of things that they just simply don't talk about to not disturb the community and not disturb this uh, communal peace and harmony. And I think it's very difficult for Japanese people to say in your face what they really mean. So sometimes I feel that I have to guess what my husband wants to tell me. And actually, I consider this in the beginning as a huge advantage, because like I thought that there are no problems in the beginning, so maybe you might be tricked a little bit. And yeah, but it's like this. Unfortunately, it's like this. And then like we try to communicate more clearly, and we adapted some tools that we can use, because it's not 1960s anymore, or like not generation of our parents. So I think nowadays relationship should and can and should use some kind of like tools that will help them to communicate, especially when it comes to international marriage. So like for people shouldn't be afraid of going to therapy and using like for example Gottman style relationship check-ins. I think it's very helpful. Maybe not for a lot of people, but I think still, like especially men don't know that things like this exist and they actually help. So I think being this modern couple, of course we are using these tools if you're interested in like what kind of exactly what makes our relationship work from like the psychological therapeutical point of view. Please comment below, and I'm gonna share with you the link, or I can make video about it if you're interested. But it's just this, that I think generation change in a way that women incorporate like more and more tools that we as like couple and marriage can use and execute to. I know it might sound a little bit corporate for some of you people. Sorry, I worked in corporate my whole adult life, but it's like it's just, I think this is how it works. And it works for me. Maybe it will not work for other people, but for like both me and my husband, we are neurodivergent, and we are on the spectrum of ADHD, ASD, and it's not easy also combining this with international mindset, and me being like, we just come from totally two different cultures. So it's like this, guys. It's and like older generations of people will say like, oh, we didn't struggle with ADHD or autism, but it's just, I think a lot of people do struggle with that, but they never know that there is something like this, and it's okay. Like right now we have new tools, and of course, I don't think people should look for this type of disorders, like personality disorder or developmental disorder in their brain. But it's like, if you can check it and you suspect that there might be something not normal, like what is normal, right? Not just regular in your brain. I think it's very worth knowing about it, and then taking steps to make your life easier, and like communicating with other people, like listen, like I'm working on myself, but there are things that I cannot change, and it's not an excuse. it's just how my brain works. And, you know, like if you see that this person is really trying to change and work on their mind, it's okay. But if you are stuck in these patterns, and yeah, it depends. Like this is such a wide topic and broad topic, but I think it's like navigating relationship like this interculturally, like interracially, interculturally. I think it's especially something some people might say difficult, but I think it's very like I think I because of this relationship and because of these struggles like with communication, because we are talking about communication, like European directness and Japanese indirectness, and also neurodivergence. You know, it's like it's a lot to take, and some people might say it's wow, like how can you cope with that? But I think this is reality of a lot of modern couples, and I think a lot of people navigate similar issues. So it's possible, and it's like I think it's such a great advantage to struggle with things like this, that when we know what we are fighting with, let's say, maybe not fighting, but we were trying to resolve, and um I had to free up some space in my phone because I don't have any more storage because of these YouTube videos. And by the way, if you want to support me, please buy me a coffee or support me on my Patreon. I would really appreciate it if you like this type of videos that I am making, because for now uh, I really need to buy a new MacBook to edit my videos, because I'm editing everything on my phone, and it's not sustainable for the long run, so I don't want to burn out again. So if you like it, please if you cannot support me financially, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel and comment to and maybe share with a friend if you like it. It will greatly help me, and I will be forever grateful, and I appreciate your help. So thank you so much for this. And yeah, we stopped on this communication barriers and communication styles, also like in international and interracial and neurodivergent relationships. So there's so much to cover in this topic. I think it's for another video. Um, and also like about our marriage dynamic, I wanted to talk briefly about decision making. Like I think we both like a family. I differently, like there are also different societal expectation regarding like whether we want to live with our family or we want to live alone. I always wanted to live by myself, and I'm more of an individualistic person. Although I love my family, and I like to I always came for Christmas to see my family when I lived in my adult life by myself. And it was very important for me. Unlike for other people, career was more important. So I'm like somewhere in the middle of this. So like I'm more of a family person when it comes to spending valuable time with them rather than just staying with them all the time. And I think my husband is coming from culture where like there are like generational houses, and in Poland actually there are generational houses as well, and like versus Western Europe where I lived, it's completely different still. But personally, I would, of course, involve my family as needed and as necessary for their roles in our life, and of course to have good relationship. But me personally, I prefer to make my own decisions by myself, and I think in Japanese culture, decisions are might be influenced by family. What do you think? Or like cultural or expectations about where woman should stand, and like that the grandmother has to take care of the children. And what do you think? I'm really interested. If you have been in similar situation, and yeah, it's just interesting to discuss and find solutions together. And yeah, so yeah, I think that will be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like I said before, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I hope that, I will make this as a series. So this is the first part. So this part was about our marriage dynamic. And next part, second part will be about in-laws and family. So more talking about involvement of our family in our marriage and how are these differences between Japan and Poland or like Europe. And third video will be about traditions and expectations. And fourth video about surprises in marriage. And if you want, I can make also fifth video. Please let me know what kind of questions would you like to know, and like from my perspective. And see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, bye.